Good morning, dear students. Let me welcome you all to today's session. And today we are going to discuss the concepts related to a topic from logical reasoning. And the title, it's coding and decoding. So I have structured this lecture in such a way that in the beginning I shall share with you some conceptual part which you must be knowing for solving the questions. And then lot of practice questions related to this area I have set for you. So we will solve those questions as well. Okay. So the basic coding and decoding, if I tell you the structure, there will be something called as a message, right? That message, it is first encoded using some logic. Okay. And then this encoded message, it is transferred through a medium. And then you can see that there is a receiver. That guy will be receiving that coded message. Okay. So that receiver, he will decode that message, and then he will be able to retrieve the original message that was sent from a source. Okay. So there is a source, some message is there. That message, it is encoded, and through a channel it is transmitted. The receiver will receive it, and the receiver will decode this message, and thus he will be able to retrieve that original message that was sent from the source. So this is the basic structure related to this coding and decoding. So for decoding that coded message, you should be knowing how that message it is encoded. Okay, so both it should go hand in hand and there should be a sync. And particularly, the faster a candidate is able to decipher the logic with which something it is encoded, in the same way, the faster a candidate is able to decode it and get back the original message, it requires a skill. And this area, that is this coding and decoding, coming under logical reasoning, it tries to quantify that skill the candidates they have. Okay, so that is making this section under logical reasoning very important and relevant. So what all things that you should be knowing, the types of questions. There can be questions that deals with letters. There can be questions that deals with coding and decoding words. There can be questions that involves coding and decoding certain inputs where both numbers, letters, or words, or all, I am saying number, letter, word, all are involved, coding them and decoding them. Okay, so various types of questions you can expect. Okay, so to start with, be aware that in our English language, when we are considering A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, like that, we are considering, we can see that these are all the alphabets that I have written here. You can see that. Okay. Corresponding to every alphabet, there is a number that is associated, which I have presented here. A is considered or coded as 1. B, it is coded as 2. C, it is coded as 3. D, it is coded as 4. Like that. M, it is coded as 13. N as 14. Likewise, T20. Likewise, finally, we have Z26. So to the extent possible, you must be in a position to retrieve the corresponding number when you see a particular letter. Okay. And for that, I recommend you may learn A equal to 1, E it is equal to 5. You can remember J it is equal to 10. Consider M it is equal to 13. O it is equal to 15. And T it is equal to 20. At least these 6 letters and the corresponding number, if you are able to memorize it, that will help you by a great deal. For example, suppose I say the letter W, then I will first switch to T. T, U, V, W. Okay. So I know that T is 20, U, V, W plus 3. So 20 plus 3, it is 23. You can see that W, it is 23. Okay. Suppose I say Q. I know that Q, it is O, PQ, O plus 2. I very well know that O is 15, PQ. So Q has to be 17. 15 plus 2, it becomes 17. So like that, with the help of these 6 letters and the corresponding number that I have presented here, if you are able to memorize at least these 6, any other letter and its corresponding number, you will be able to take care of it, grasp it faster. Okay. One more example. If I may say L, I know that J is 10, K, L. So L has to be 12. See this? L, it is 12. Okay. So it is possible you will be able to take care of this in a very effective way just with the help of these 6 letters that I have highlighted and the corresponding numbers. So you should be knowing this part, the letter and the corresponding number for all those 26 alphabets that I have presented, that you must be learning. Okay, so that is the first thing, the prerequisite. And also, please be aware of a particular coding technique like what you see here. You can consider, say, I am going to consider a small word. Let me say, which word I can say? I can consider a word, cycle. Let me say CYCLE. Okay. So the cycle, this word, if I am following this logic, cycle can be coded as follows. C can be coded as P. Y will be getting coded as L. C will be getting coded as P again. I can see that this L will be getting coded as Y. E, it will be getting coded as R. Okay, so sometimes if you see, if cycle is coded as P, L, P, Y, R, okay, then how auto is coded using that coding technique? If the question comes, I can see that in this logic, A will be getting coded as N, U, it will be getting coded as H, like you can see here. T will be getting coded as G, and O, you can see that it will be getting coded as B. Okay, so if I am following this logic related to coding, I can see that I have presented A to M here, N to Z in this fashion if I am presenting it. If cycle is coded using the logic P, L, P, Y, R. So this is the encoding technique. So you can see auto, it can be coded as NHGB. Okay, N, U, it is H, then T, you can see that here TG, and O, it is getting coded as B. Like that it will come. Okay, but it can also be using another logic like what I have presented. Okay, sometimes it may be like A to M, I present it like this. N onwards, like this, it can be also arranged. N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, like that. So then I will say that I am following this coding technique here. Okay, so if that happens, consider cycle will be getting coded like C will be getting coded as X, Y will be getting coded as B, C, it will be getting coded as X, L, it will be getting coded as O, E, it will be getting coded as V. Okay, so cycle is getting coded as XBXOV. So in that logic, you can see auto will be getting coded as A will be getting coded as Z, U, it will be getting coded as F, T will be getting coded as G, O, it will be getting coded as L. Okay, so what is the technique you should be knowing? And there are various ways by which the coding and decoding it can happen. Okay, so you should be familiar with all those coding, decoding techniques, getting yourself familiar and comfortable with the various coding techniques. That exposure to those techniques will help you to give it try while attempting the questions. And the moment you understand, okay, this is the particular logic with which the coding has happened, and then that will help you to answer these types of questions faster. Okay, so for that, familiarity with the coding techniques is very important, for which you have to sit and practice multiple questions, multiple types of questions that is pertaining to this coding and decoding. And today's session, also, we will be solving a few questions from coding and decoding, and let us get familiarized with those techniques. Okay. So without any delay, let me present the first question in front of you. Just a second. I shall enable the screen sharing once again. Okay, ready? I assume the first question, it is visible to you now. Here we go. All right. So take a look at this question. So there will be something called as a trigger. Okay, in the question, when I consider, they will be giving you a trigger in the first phase in a certain code language. If the word pancreas is getting coded in this manner, this part I call it as the trigger. And then the question will be, how is the word stadium? It is getting coded in that language. Okay, so by analyzing this trigger that is given here, you should try to understand with what technique the coding has happened. The moment you are able to decipher that, then apply that logic in stadium, that word that is given here, the target, and then you just code it. Okay. So for all these coding and decoding question, please understand there will be two parts. The first one is the trigger. Okay. And also there will be something called as a target. Okay. So I use these two technical words. Trigger helps you to understand the coding technique. You try to understand the coding technique by applying the various possibilities, the possible ways. And then the moment you are able to understand with what logic the trigger, okay, in which the coding has happened, you apply that same logic to this target and see whether it is working here. And look at the options and then select your answer choice. Now, take a look at this first question. Pancreas is getting coded in a specific way. So what is the logic? You can see pancreas, this string, it is written in the reverse logic here. See, P-A-N-C-R-E A-S. Okay. It is the string, the string, it is reversed. So how is this word stadium? It is coded. So here lies one small technique which I shall tell you, the option elimination strategy which you can consider for answering our questions. Definitely, I know that it should start with M. Okay, so I can eliminate option E. After M, it should be U. Okay, so this helps me to eliminate option D. Okay, and this thought process should happen fast. Then it should be MUI. So when you see that it should be MUI, you can see you can eliminate option B, you can eliminate option A. Now you are left with only one option, that is option C, and that is your answer. Okay, so this strategy when you are applying and when you continue to apply, you can save time. Okay, the general method, what people they do, it is they will look at this word stadium, they will write it MUIDATS. Okay, they will look here, they will write it MUDIATS. Some people will even do it like STADIUM. Like that, they will write, and then they will check the option, and then they will finalize the answer. But my big request to everyone is that keep practicing in this way. I know that my answer, it should start with M. So there itself I can eliminate option E. It should be MU. So I can eliminate D. It should be MUI. So MUD and MUD comes here, that can be eliminated. Okay, so just in 3 steps, you are able to identify the answer faster. Please listen carefully. I am explaining it to you. That is why it is taking time. Okay. But when you are practicing the questions and also when you are attempting these types of questions for the placement tests, this strategy, if you apply, it will help you to save time. Got it? So I will continue to explain it in this way only. That will give you time to think and process all these. But make sure that you are approaching the question or attempting the question with this mindset when you are practicing and also when you are in the examination hall. Wherever possible, let us try to use these tricks. Okay. And please be aware that these options that are presented here, that are actually part of the question only. Okay. So learn to use these options in a very wise manner. Let us now go to the next question. Look at this question. In a certain coding language, the word circumstance that is given here, it is getting coded as CRUS. Okay, something is given. So this is the trigger here. Okay. So I'm just presenting these words in a systematic way here. Okay. So this is the trigger. Using this trigger, you should try to identify with what logic the coding has happened. See this C. Okay, I shall do one thing. I shall highlight it with the yellow color. Then you can understand. C, it is fine. Then you can say R is coming here. Then this U, it is presented here. This S, it is presented here. This A, it is presented here. And this C, it is presented here. Okay. And then we can see that I, it is presented here. C, it is presented here. M is presented here. Then the T, it is presented here. N is here. And this final E, it is here. Okay. So I can see that here the alternate letters are grouped together. In other words, I say the letters in the odd positions are presented first. The letters in the even positions are presented later in that order. Even, odd, odd, even. That logic you can keep in mind. Now, once you understand that this is the trigger and this is how the coding has happened, you can apply it as far as happiness, this word it is concerned. Okay. So I understand that the first letter it should be H, then it should be P, then it should be I. HPI it should be. Okay, the first three letters HPI. I can thus eliminate option E. I can eliminate option A. Okay, rest of the thing we have HPI. Then HPIES. The first five letters will be like this. HPIES. So I can thus eliminate option B. Okay. Now I am left with APNS. Okay. So I can see that option C can be thus eliminated. Okay. Because it doesn't follow that order. APNS. Okay. It is written PANS. That won't work. So this can be eliminated. And I am now left with option D. That is going to be my answer choice. Okay. Again, I am explaining it to you. That is why it is taking time. But when you are doing it for the or during the examination, you please think faster and get these results. So the logic here, it is the letters that are there in the odd positions are first grouped together, even positions are presented later. So in that logic, when I consider option D, it is going to be the correct answer. Okay, fine. Now, let us consider the next question here. This is slightly trickier. Hyperbola. In a certain code language, this hyperbola, it is coded as YPRO. Okay, you can see that how the coding has happened. Okay, it is coded this way. Okay, so you should try to understand what exactly it is happening. So, letter position 2, position 3, then position 5, then position 7. Okay, so you can see that the letters which are located in the prime position 2, 3, 5, 7, you can see that they are presented first. YPRO. Okay, then the remaining letters we have an H, E, B, L, A. The composite positions are there. They are neither prime nor composite. They are presented separately. Okay, so the letters which are located in the prime position 2, 3, 5, 7, that is grouped first. The rest of the letters, they are presented later. Okay, so that trigger helps you to understand this is what it is happening in our question. Now let us consider this word sentiment. Okay, so please be aware the prime positions are 2, 3, 5, 7. Then you have, that is it. So it should be like the first four letters when I consider, it should be like E, N, I, E. These are the first four letters. Look at the options. E, N, I, E. It should come. So the option E can be eliminated. Option A can be eliminated. We are left with option C, B, and D. Okay. Now the remaining when I consider, it will be S, T, M, N, T. So I can say it should end with NT, right? So I can eliminate option D. Okay. Now it should end with MNT. I can say option B, it is ending with TNT. So I can eliminate option B as well. Now you see I am left with only one answer choice, that is option C, and that is my final answer. Okay, so what I request everyone is that in a faster way, learn to use the options. You can try with option elimination and then try your best to answer it faster. In the initial phase, you might take some time while using these strategies, but fair enough. If you keep practicing these types of techniques, it will help you to think faster, solve questions in a very effective way. Okay. So we have completed the third question for the day. Let us now consider the next question, the fourth one. Consider this word registration that is given here. It is given that this guy is coded in this manner, like what you see here. Okay. So I am presenting the trigger in front of you. Just a second. Okay. Let's see this. This word, it is presented here. 1 second. Okay. Let's consider this. So what is happening here? Registration, when you are considering, it is getting coded as TSIGERNOITAR. Okay. So we can see that here, this word registration, it consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So you split it into two equal parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And then RATION. You split it into two equal parts. Now, this REGIST, you reverse it. That is what you see here. TSIGER. Look here. TSIGER. In the same way, RATION. You reverse the string. You can say it will be NOITAR. You see here NOITAR. Okay. So the logic here it is, you are splitting this given word into two equal parts, registration. The first part, REGIST, you reverse the string. RATION, that also you reverse the string, and thus the coding is done. Okay. Now, having understood this logic, apply the same as far as this accurate it is concerned. Okay. So first thing is you have to understand the total number of letters ACCURATE. So ACCU, it will be the first half. RATE, it will be the second half. So you can see that here the coding will happen as UCCA. This RATE, it will become ETAR. Okay. So the coding is done in this manner. And we can see that here UCCA, ETAR, option A, it satisfies the condition. Okay, so henceforth, that strategy that I have taught you, the option elimination and other things, which you can apply, but I shall straight away write it and show you those answers to you for saving time. So after finishing listening to these inputs, henceforth, the questions that you are going to consider, you may pause the video accordingly and then use it in such a way that you can experiment with the different style and the different logic and the strategies for answering the questions. Okay. So for this question, option A is my choice. Now, let us consider the next question. Here it is given the word sandwich in a particular code language. It is getting coded as ADSHCIWN. Okay, so let me just present it here. Now, you please study this trigger, and using this language or this coding technique, you try to code that word geometry. Okay, so you can see that it's all about the way in which the letters are arranged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you can see that here A, D, S, H, C, I, W, N. This A is 2, D it is 4, S it is 1, H it is 8. Okay, so the technique is based on the positioning of those letters. Okay, so 2, 4, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3. This is 7, this is 6, this is 5, this is 3. That is the order in which the letters, they are presented. Now, in the same way, geometry, when you are considering, you locate the position of these letters. Okay, you can say G, E, O. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first you have to consider the letter E. Okay. And then you have to go for the letter M, the fourth position. Okay. This helps me to eliminate option A. Now we have to focus on the first letter, 2, 4, 1 it is, right? So you have to go for G. So you can see everywhere it is EMG only. And then comes the eighth letter, that is Y. So it should be like EMGY. Okay. And this helps me to eliminate option B and option C. Okay. Fine. And then the next letter when I am considering, you can see that it should be the seventh one, that is R. But R is common in both these remaining options, D and E. Okay. And then comes what? The next letter. You can see it should be the sixth letter, that is T. So I can thus eliminate option D. Now I am left with only option E. And as far as this particular question it is concerned, we can see that this word geometry is coded as option E, what it is presented here. And that is my final answer as well. Okay. So the technique, you please understand the positioning of those letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is arranged as 2, 4, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3. So for geometry also, position it as 2, 4, 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3. But using options, you can play it wise. That will help you to answer questions faster. Let's now go to the next question. Here it is given in a certain code language, the word decorate is coded as EDOCARET. It's very simple. Okay, this question is very, very simple. Okay, I shall present both the trigger here and then the target also. Very easy to handle. Okay. See, please observe here. The first two letters are D and E. It is just swapped. Okay. D and D, it is written as ED. In the same way, you have CO. You swap it, you can see that it will become OC. Got it? And then the third one, it is RA. It is becoming coded as AR. Swap the position. And finally, we have TE, which is getting coded as ET. So the two letters are grouped together first, and then their positions are swapped. Okay, so that is the logic. So when you look at this word hygrometer, you look at the first two letters, HY. So it should be getting coded as YH, but everywhere it is YH. Then you see we have GR. It should be coded as RG. Okay, so you can consider eliminating the first option and also the third option. Okay, and the remaining you can say it is RG only. And now we have OM, which should be getting coded as MO. So we can see that here, this is getting coded as MT. So you can eliminate option B. Please observe here. Here YHRGMO, YHRGMO, it is the same. Now you have ET, which should be coded as TE. Option D, you see that it doesn't satisfy the condition. You are left with option C now. And so for this question, we can see option C is going to be my final answer. Okay, hygrometer, it is coded in this way. Okay, so we have considered the sixth question in this lot. Okay, so these are all when you are considering based on how within these position itself, within these, the letters, they are swapped, they are rearranged and all. Okay, now let's go to the next question. Look at this word customer. Okay, so you can see that it is also based on positioning the letters are arranged. Okay, customer, when you consider Customer, this is getting coded as, you can see the logic, it is 81726354. If I position them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the way in which the coding, it happens, it is like 81726354. You can see that the eighth position we have R. Okay, the first position we have C. We can see that E, it is there in the seventh position. And then comes U, which is there in the second position. E is there in the seventh position. Second position, you have U. And this process continues. And thus you have the coding happening in this way. Okay. Now, in the same way, when we are considering this word, immaculate, it is considered. So first you have to look at the eighth letter. Okay, Immaculate. Okay, so we can consider this word immaculate when it comes. You know what is happening? First, you have to go ahead with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I made a mistake somewhere. Let me say customer, it is getting coded as 81726354. Okay, so for immaculate, how it is going to come? Let me just check. Customer comes in this way. Immaculate, how it is going to? We can consider, just a second. Option B, it is what it is given. Okay, as our answer choice. So the last guy, E comes here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 letters here. Okay, so that is what it is slightly confusing me. Okay, I got the logic. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that is the pattern here. Okay, so as far as immaculate it is concerned, it should be 8. Okay, then you can see that here it will be A. Okay, so we can consider, just a second, using the same logic. Okay, got the idea? You can see that here, observe it, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the last letter and then the first letter. Okay, the penultimate letter, the second letter. Okay, like that, the coding proceeds. Okay, so when we consider this word immaculate, the coding will be in this fashion. Just see, the last letter E comes first. Following that, the first letter will come. That is I. Okay, and then comes T, and then comes this letter M. Okay, so it is EITM. So when it comes to EITM, you can see that option E can be eliminated, option C can be eliminated. Okay, So the first four are taken care. And then it should be A, and then it should be M. Okay, so EITMAM. When I am considering EITMMA, it is coming here. So I can eliminate option D. Okay. And what about option A? EIT, it should be MAM. It should come. That is not seen happening in A. So I can eliminate this guy also. And you can see you are going ahead with the correct logic here. EITMAM. The remaining four you don't need to check. It will work. Okay. So for this question in this manner, option B appears as our correct answer. Okay. So please be careful with this idea. It comes like the last letter, the first letter. Okay. And then comes the penultimate letter, the second letter. And then comes from the right, the third one, and then the third letter. Okay. And then you can see that it will be like the fourth one and the fourth one. LA, it will come. And finally, you have this UC that is coming. And that's what option B, it tells you. So for this question, in this fashion, when you are rearranging them, the answer will be coming as option B. Okay. Let's now consider the next word here. In a certain code language, that word liberal, you can see that it is coded as MJCFSBM. So let us study this. This is the trigger that we are considering. Okay, you can see that here L, the next letter is M. I, the next letter it is J. B, it is followed by C. E, F, R, S, A, B, L, M. So if you look at this, the word whatever that you are considering here, when you are coding it, you are increment each of these letter that is presented here, you are incremented by 1. Okay. Now, when I am going ahead with the target here, how is the word reduction? It is coded. That is the question. So, R incremented by 1, it should become S. So, it should start with S. Go ahead with eliminating option A. E, the next letter it is F. D, the next letter it is E. U, the next letter, it is V. So the first four letters, it is S, F, E, V. So we can thus eliminate option D and option E. Okay. Now see this SFEV. SFEV. The next letter C, it will become D plus 1. Okay. So we can see that here SFEV D, it should come. C can be thus eliminated. Just by checking these 5 letters, I can see that as far as our question it is concerned, option B, it is going to be my answer choice. Okay. And please note, I didn't check whether the remaining 4, they are correct or not. But if you see, it is as such correct only. Okay. Because you can see that after T, it should be U, I, it is J, O, it is P, N, it is O. Okay, so it is correct only, but let us not waste our time checking whether it works or not. But this part you have to take care. Checking each and every letter, you have to take care. If there is an option that says none of the above, if that is there, each and every letter you should ensure that it is correctly coded. Okay, so none of these, if it is there, the strategy, it is slightly different. But here, this is more than sufficient. Okay. So that brings conclusion to our question. That number was 8. Okay. Let us now consider the 9th question in this lot. Okay. So look at this word. Structure. It is getting coded as Observe this. Ty. I shall just present it. Okay. See this. So it's very easy one. Okay. S plus 1 T. T UV plus 2. R plus 3 STU. U plus 4 VWXY. So the logic it is plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 so on and so forth. It is C plus 5. C D E F G H. Okay. T 20. 20 plus 6 is 26. Z is 26. Okay. U is 21. 21 plus 7. You know it is 28. 28 is 26 plus 2. Second letter, it comes as B. So that is the logic there. Plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, like that. Now the question is, how is the word remedy coded in that language? So applying the same result, R plus 1, it is S. E, F, G. So it should be S, G. M, N, O, P. So it should be S, G, P. Okay. Then here itself you can eliminate option E. Okay. Then the next one, E plus 4. F, G, H, I. E, F, G, H, I. D plus 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. So it has to be I. Plus 6. You know that Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E. So it will be coded in this manner. S, G, P, I, E. And you can see here option D, it reads S, G, P, I, E. So for this ninth question, option D, it is going to be my answer choice. Okay. Let's continue the discussion. The next one, majesty. It is getting coded in a particular way. Let us use this trigger and identify what is the logic with which the coding has happened. So I'm presenting majesty here and the corresponding code, I'm presenting it here, as you can see. So it is very interesting here to see that it is like M plus 1, it is N, A minus 1, go one step back, it is Z. J, the next letter, it is K. E, one letter back if you go one step back, it is D. So it is following plus 1 minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1, like that it is going. Now, the question that is asked is, then which word is coded as HKJLQRF? So please note, this is the code that they have told you. And you are asked to find which is that word which got coded in that language. So for that, please be aware, you know how you should do? You have to go in the reverse logic here. Okay, M plus 1 is N. So here when you're going in the reverse logic, N minus 1 you will do. So you can consider that H minus 1, you know, it will be equal to G. Then you can say it will be like this, minus 1 plus 1, minus 1 plus 1, minus 1 plus 1, minus 1. You are going in the reverse logic here, okay? So that's why there is a small change over there. Okay, accidentally don't do it like you placing that H, K, J, L, Q, R, F on the top and trying to find out what it is by applying plus 1, minus 1, plus 1. It's the reverse that you have to do. Okay, so you can say K, it will become L. K, in the reverse logic, K, it will become L. So G, L. Then J minus 1, you know, it is I. So it will be G, L, I. So you can eliminate option A, you can eliminate option C. Okay, then you can see that here L plus 1, it is M. So you can eliminate GLIS, you can eliminate GLIT. Okay, so you are left with now option D. And for this particular question, you can see that D, it is going to be our answer. Okay, so please be careful here. The problem with this particular question is that they are asking you which word is getting coded in this manner. Okay, they're not asking you how HKJLQRF going to get coded. The reverse logic you have to do. So -1 +1 -1 like that you have to consider. From Nietzsche, you have to go to the top. Okay, so be careful with that. Option D will be our answer. And that brings conclusion to the 10th question in this lot. Let's now go to the next one. You can see that here, this word import, it is getting coded in a specific way. So let's see what is the logic here. Import, you can see that it is getting coded as KP, UV, CG. So what is happening here? Let's see this. So you can see that here, I plus 2, it is IJK, MNOP, P, QRSTU. So it is as such plus 5. So I'm getting the feel that it's not consecutive numbers, but since we see plus 2, plus 3, plus 5, it could be related to prime number. Let me validate it. O plus 7. I know that O is 15. 15 plus 7 is 22. V, if you look at it, T, UV, it is 22. So there it tallies. I understand that prime letters, sorry, the prime numbers, that is what you are adding there. Plus 2, plus 3, plus 5, plus 7. Next has to be plus 11 and then it has to be plus 13. Like that it goes. And after Z, it will be again A, B, C, D, like that it will come. So see this, it has to be after 7, the prime number, it is 11. R is 18. You are considering adding 11. So this will be nothing but 29. What is 29? 29 is 26 plus 3. So that is why you are going ahead with the third letter over there. Okay, C comes there. And this process continues. Okay, T it is 20. 20 plus 13 you have to do. Okay, so 20 plus 13 is 33. 33 is nothing but 26 plus how much? 7. Okay, so G, it is the 7th letter. So that is how the coding has actually happened. Okay, now let us consider what is given here. Then what is coded as mischief? They are not asking you mischief is coded as what? No, they are asking you not in that way. They are asking you what is getting coded as mischief. So here you have to go -2, -3, -5, -7. In that logic you have to do. So M minus 2, what is that? M is 13. 13 minus 2 is 11. So you can see that K, it should start with the letter K. I can see that thus option B is eliminated. Option C, it is eliminated. I is 9. 9 minus 3, it is equal to 6. Which means the second letter, it has to be F. Okay, so that helps me to eliminate option E. Got it? Now, the third one when you are considering S minus 5. S is 19. 19 minus 5, it is 14. 14 is what? It has to be N. Right? Because J, K, L, M, N. 14 we are considering. It should be K, F, N. But KFN is there in both these instances, option A and D. Okay, so the next is C minus 7. Here you have to be slightly careful. C, B, A, then go in the reverse logic. Okay, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, A, B, C. So C, 7 steps back you have to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can see that it has to be V. Okay. Now we can see that here KFNV, that comes with option A. Here it is KFNW it comes. So here D can thus be eliminated. We can see that option A, it is going to be our answer. Okay. So please note this. They are asking you which word it is getting coded as mischief. They're not asking you how is mischief coded. What is coded as mischief? So the reverse logic is what you should try. And using options, progressively you can eliminate all those options one after the other, and that will help you to arrive at the answer faster. Okay. So that brings conclusion to our question number 11. Okay. Please make a note of this. Now, in this manner, in the same logic, let's consider another one. In a certain word, minute, it is getting coded as NMWKSO. So let's see what is happening here. Minute. It is getting coded as NMWKSO. Okay. So position wise, when you are considering, okay, you can see that M, it is 13. Okay. So you can consider that plus 1, it is N. I, J, K, L, M, it is plus 4. N, you can see that plus 9 becomes W. N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. So the moment I see plus 1, plus 4, plus 9, I can thus see that it has got something to do with 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. Okay. So the next one has to be 4 square, which is 16. Let's consider what is happening with the 16. U, TU, it is 21. 21 plus 16 when I do, I can see that it is 37. What is 37? 37 is 26 plus 9. Okay. Now, sorry, 26 plus 11. Okay, 21 plus 16, you can see it is 37 I am getting. 37 is nothing but 26 plus 11. So the 11th letter is what I should see here. I can see that here JK, it is that letter. So logic wise, I could see that it is following like this. Okay. 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, 6 square. That is the logic. You are adding those numbers over here, like what you can see. Okay. So keeping that into our consideration, we can now answer that target that is given here. What is the code for REIGN? REIGN. I can consider R plus 1 square, E plus 2 square, I plus 3 square, G plus 4 square, N plus 5 square it will be. Okay. So let's consider R, S, E, F, G, H, I. Okay. I plus 9. I itself is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 is nothing but letter wise O, P, Q, R. Okay. R, it is the 18th letter. Okay. So SIR, it should come. So SIR means I can eliminate option B, option D, and option A. These three can be eliminated. The next one, G. G is EFG7. 7 plus 4 square is 16. You can see that 16 plus 7, that is equal to 23. 23rd letter, you know what it is? T, U, V, W. So I should be able to spot SIRW. I can thus eliminate option C. And we are left with option E, SIRWM. You can see that M will work fine. M, you know, it is equal to, N is what it is given here. N is 14. 14 plus 5 square is 25. 14 plus 25, you know, it is 39. 39 is nothing but 26 plus 30. So the 13th letter, you know, it is nothing but M. Okay, so that way it is correct. But as you are able to proceed by eliminating the options, we can be rest assured, sure with the logic and also with the way we have answered our question. Okay, so that brings conclusion to question number 12. Option E is my answer. Okay. Now, Let us consider the next one, the 14th one. In a certain code language, Mirage is coded in a specific way. Then they are asking you, how is the word intrude coded in that language? Let's see what is happening here. The 13th one. You can see that here, all these things are into 2. If you observe all the letter corresponding number into 2. Because you know M is 30, 13 into 2 is 26. I is 9, 9 into 2 it is 18. R is 18, 18 into 2 it is 36, 36 is 26 plus 10. A is 1, 1 into 2 is 2. You can say G, it is 7, 7 twos are 14. I can see that N is 14, M 13, N is 14. E is 5, 5 into 2 is 10. You can see that J it is 10. So all those corresponding numbers, you are multiplying it with 2. Okay. Now let us consider what is happening with this intrude. Okay. So analyzing this word, how is the word intrude coded in that language? They're not asking which word is coded as intrude. Okay. So I is 9. 9 twos are 18. R, it starts with R. You know, N is 14. 14 into 2 is 28, is 26 plus 2. So it should be RB, it should be. So I can eliminate option B. T is 20. 20 into 2, 40. 40 is nothing but 26 plus 14. So I can see that it has to be the 14th letter. What is the 14th letter? RB, N, it will come. Okay, so you can thus see RBJ can be eliminated, RBD can be eliminated, RBP can be eliminated. You can see option C here, RBMJPHJ. Okay, so you can see that here option C, that is the option which is left out. That is what you can consider as your answer. Just to see, just with the help of some 2 or 3 letters, without even checking for the rest of the letters, I can arrive at my answer, provided I am using the option elimination strategy as well. Okay, so continue to learn it in that way. Let us now consider the 14th question for the day. So you can see now ground is getting coded in a specific way. Then what is coded as nourish? So please be careful. The reverse logic is what you have to consider. Okay. So first you are given ground here. It is given that ground is coded as see this. So what is the logic here? When you are considering, you can see that it will be GH. Okay. R and P, when you consider it is minus 2. OPQR. So you can consider that it has to be minus 4. When you're coming from top to bottom, it is minus 4. You can try bottom to top, it will be plus 4. QRSTU. It works fine. So now you can say this will be minus 5 plus 6. Okay. So you can see that also. My mistake. It has to be plus 5 minus 6. Okay. So plus 1 minus 2 plus 3 minus 4 plus 5 minus 6 it will come. Correct, no? So N OPQRS. Okay, it works fine. N OPQRS plus 5. Okay, now when you are considering D minus 6 is what you are to go. That will be X. Okay, so top to bottom, plus 1 minus 2, plus 3 minus 4, plus 5 minus 6. In that order, it will be coming. But the question that they are asking you is, what is coded as nourish? They are not asking you how or what will happen if you are going to apply it for nourish. They are asking you what is coded as nourish. So nourish is coming here. So you can consider the reverse logic is what you should do. So it will be minus 1 plus 2 minus 3 plus 4. Okay. Minus 5 plus 5. And then finally you have a minus 6. NOURISH. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4 minus 5 plus 6. I made a mistake here. Minus 5 plus 6 and then minus 7. It will come. Okay. That is the logic. So you can see that here the last wala, it is h minus 7. H is 8. 8 minus 7 when you consider, you can see that it has to be 1. So I can consider that it should be ending with A. Okay. So I can eliminate option E. I can eliminate option A. I can eliminate option D as well. Okay. Because when you are considering h minus 7 like this, I can see that here h is 8. 8 minus 7 has to be 1. It should end with A. Okay. So I can see that all the other A, D, and E, those options can be eliminated. Okay. Now just look at this S plus 6 is what they are saying. S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. It should end with Y, A. Okay, I'm just checking only these two. It should be ending with Y, A. So I can eliminate option C as well. Okay, now I am left with only one option, that is option option B, as you can see. B is going to be my final answer choice. But did you see something interesting here? I took that opportunity to understand with what logic the coding has happened. Now, what is coded as nourish is the question. So the reverse logic I am applying here. I didn't start from N, O, U and all. This time I started from the right end. H minus 7, you know it is A. So I eliminated option A, E and also D. Now whatever that is left out, you can say S plus 6 when you do. You can see that S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. It should be Y, A. Option C is also eliminated. So I can thus see that here for this particular question, option B, it is going to be my answer choice. Okay, make a note of it. Now, the next question, what we can consider, that is the 15th one. And with this 15th question, we will end this video lecture. So the last one in this lot. In a certain code language, if this word splendor, it is coded as UFNJPHQJ. Let's try to see what is the code. Okay. So if you analyze it, I can see that here it is like STU plus 2. P, you know, P it is OP, that is equal to 16. 16 is becoming 6. How it is possible? Into 2. You know that 16 into 2, it is 32. 32 is 26 plus 6. So the sixth letter F comes over there. And now you can see L plus 2, it is MN. E, it is 5. 5 into 2, you know, it is J. Okay, so like that you see, it is plus 2 into 2, plus 2 into 2, plus 2 into 2. That pattern actually continues. Now, how is the word disaster? It is coded in this language. So the logic is, here you have a plus 2. D, E, F. It should start with F. Okay. So I can say D, E, F. It should start with F. Option B and option D is eliminated. I is 9. 9 into 2 is 18. What is 18? I can see that 18 is nothing but O, P, Q, R. It should be R. Okay. So I can see that it is FR. And you can see everywhere it is FR only. Now you can see S plus 2. S FTU, FRU it will work. So that helps me to eliminate option E. It is FRD in option E it is said, but it has to be FRU. Okay, now I, you can see that your A is here. A into 2 you have to do. 1 into 2 is 2, so it has to be B. Okay, S plus 2, STU. So it has to be FRU, BU. I can see that here option C can thus be eliminated. And for this question, option A, that is my answer. And here again, I didn't check the remaining letters as such. As per the strategy, if we have got the option none of these, if it is there, then make sure you are searching all those remaining letters as well and ensure that it is correctly coded. Okay. So with this, we will conclude our today's discussion on coding and decoding. Please make sure that you are practicing questions properly, well and well.